In this tutorial we are going to put the front and the back onto our box. Okay, so just having a quick look there before I start off, I'm just going to remember that I am 80 long by 35 high. I've got 2 finger joints on the side here, and I've got 2 at the bottom, which I'm going to need 2 on the top as well. And these are going to be sticking out, 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 and out. Okay, so they're all going to be, all the finger joints are going to be sticking out the way on these sides. Okay, let's start doing the sides. So File, New, and I need a part. To Sketch and Sketch. And this time I'm going to do it on the, let's do it on the front plane. Okay, I'm going to draw a rectangle. It's always our starting point. Make sure it's right in the center. That's going to help us get that fully defined, which is nice but not essential. Okay, so I needed finger joints sticking out in the middle, and then 2 up the way, and 1 on the side, and 2 along here. Okay, the only thing really important here is that I'm making sure that I'm kind of on the line to start with. Everything else, okay, I'm not worried about the distances here or anything like that. The Smart Dimensions will do all of that for us. Okay, talking of which, let's start that now. So into Smart Dimensions. Okay, so I want these to all be 10 mils and the sides to be 3. I'm just going to work my way around. Again, if I get that blue dot, I just need to go escape and sort of start again. I think it sometimes happens if you click the middle of the line, so it's maybe worth kind of going to just slightly above that or slightly below the center of that. So I'm just going to cross here, making all these 10, and then I'll go around and make them all 3. Okay, I remember I only need to do 1, so I'm just going to zoom right in. It might make it a little bit easier for me. And just nipping around. Because obviously why we're doing it 3 is that that's the thickness of the material that the walls are going to go into, and again this is where the lid's going to sit on, so that needs to be 3 mil as well. Okay, so that's all my finger joint sorted. So let's do the actual main size of the box. So along from here to here, this is going to be 80. Okay, and the height of the box we've said is 35. Okay, so now I need to redistance these. So starting at here, so I've got 80, I've got 2 finger joints, so that's 10 and 10, so that's 20. Take away that's going to be 60, and I've got gaps of 3, so they're going to be 20. Okay, so just start in that corner and go to this point here. This is going to say it's 20. And we'll do that point there to that point there, and we'll say that's 20. And obviously I don't need to do the last one because the computer can work that out. Okay, let's do this top while we're there, while we remember those numbers. So that was 20. And the gap between there and there was also going to be 20. Okay, so I can now do the sides. So the sides are 35, take away the 10 divided by 2, so that's 25, half of that is going to be 12 and a half. So into there, and I only need to do 1 on each side, so that's going to be 12.5. And I can do this one over here, and so that's 12.5 as well. Okay, and I've got that gold standard, what I'm looking for, that fully defined. Alright, I'm now going to use the trim entities, so click on there, make sure it's on the bottom option as well, trim to closest, and I can now just go through here and click twice on these lines just to get rid, so I can see the sides. Okay, I'm happy with that, green tick. Okay, so I'm now going to come out of the sketch, so top left, exit sketch, into features, make sure it's selected sketch 1, extrude, and just change that to 3 mil, and say OK. I'm now going to save that to the little disk icon or file save as. I'm going to save this as projector box front. And obviously the front and back will be exactly the same. Okay, that's now saved, so I'm just going to close that file. So I'm not closing the actual program, this is just this individual file. I can close there, and that should take me back to my assembly. Okay, so I can now go Insert Component, Browse, and I can bring in the front that we've just done. So click on there and say Open. Okay, and that bit there is just going to kind of slot in there. So just put a little bit of a distance away. Okay, just so it's not too confusing. Or start underneath. So I'm just going to say that part there, and I can zoom in a little bit to make it a little bit easier to see. It's going to mate always coincidence with the underneath, and that will push that part up the way. Okay, I can now do the side. So this side, I'm just going to say this part here is going to be a coincident mate with this part there. That will bring that way. Okay, and then I just need to bring it sort of in the way. So I'm going to say that part there is going to be level with that part there, and that should push that down into that gap. Okay, so I'm just going to have a quick look. Now that's not looking quite right. Okay, interesting. So we're going to have a bit of a think here about our measurements and see what we've done wrong here. Okay, so this is quite useful in terms of thinking about things where we need to be. Okay, now looking down here, it looks like this mention here is 3 mils because it's not included. It's not sort of started from there. So I need to bring that across 3 mils. Hopefully that's going to bring these bits in here. So I'm going to do one bit at a time to try and fix this, and this is a common thing when you bring something together, it doesn't quite work, and I'll show you there's a kind of nice way of being able to fix it without too much hassle. Okay, so I click on the part. Now when I click there, just a left click, you'll see I've got various options, and I can say one of the options is Edit Sketch, and this is going to allow me to actually go straight into the sketch, change a number, come out of that and see if it's worked. You're only ever going to do kind of one thing at a time, so I'm just going to click on there, so that I'm going to focus on this angle down here and just making it 3 mils smaller. Okay, so left click, Edit Sketch. Okay, and it's going to be this dimension here, the 20 there. So I'm just going to go into that and just change that to 17. Okay, and obviously I'll need to do the same with the top as well to make sure it's level, and just bring that down to 17 as well. Okay, now the overall part needs to be, does that need to be 6 mils smaller? That's going to need to be 6 mils smaller, so I'm going to bring that down there because that part's going inside it. It doesn't need to be 80 because it's got 3 on one side and 3 on the other. So taking away 6 from that's going to give me down to 74 mil. Okay, so I brought that down to 74 mil. Okay, and I brought these 17s in here. So this side here, while I'm there, I'm just going to click on Smart Dimension and just check that that's saying 17. Yeah, it'll probably say I don't need to say it's driven, so but that's okay. I've just checked that was okay. So I'm now just going to come up to the top left to where it says Edit Component, and that should bring me out of that part there. Alright, and that is looking good. Okay, apologies for my computer going a little bit beepy. Alright, so now I've got that part in there, I can now bring the other side in. So this should be a little bit more straightforward now because we now know it fits. So Insert Component, Browse, this is going to be the front, which is the same as the back, so just bring in the front again. Okay, I'm just going to kind of place it there. So I'm going to do the underneath first of all, so I'm going to say that part there, mate, coincidence with the flat there, that's going to bring that there. Okay. Now obviously because we're doing something complicated, that's why my computer's protesting. So I'm just going to say that's okay. So the next mate, I'm going to bring the back of this is going to be level with this bit here because I want that to go through there. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. Maybe this bit here I want to be flat to there. So that should hopefully, if I say mate that bit with that bit, that should make it bring it flat. Okay, so I'm going to try that. Let's see how it goes. So it's saying that bit there and bring that flat with there. Okay, let's just double check that has worked. Now that's not worked. What it's done is it's done the kind of reverse of what I wanted. Okay, so I'm just going to go cancel. Okay, now let's have a look. Right, so I need to just bring this way so it's a bit more, a bit kind of simpler for the computer to work out what I actually want to do. Okay, so I've just moved it around a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to say the back of that mate coincident with this part here. Okay, let's double check. That looks like that's okay, so I'm going to say okay there, and now I'm going to push that side there, so I need to say this part here is going to be level with the side here. Okay, just double checking it's on coincidence, and okay. Alright, so that now has made the sides in there. Okay, final part to put on there. We've got 2 more parts to make the base, to finish our lamp. We can put the top bit in, and then we're going to design the top. Okay, I think I'll do the next 2 parts on the next video.